International donors can be your biggest game changer or your biggest headache. Now, the difference is this: sustainable partnership and not one-off grants, but long-term relationships, that keep the funding flowing year after year. I say this, that most NGOs treat donors like ATM machines, right? They just apply, get money, and disappear until the next cycle. Now that kills trust. And let me give you 5 key points to consider, in building relationship with your funder. Number 1 is that you need to shift from begging to a partnering mindset. So stop seeing your donors as superiors. Treat them as equals, solving the same problem. Now, in every email, call, or report, use the we language. Together, we're transforming education in rural Nigeria. You need to show that you're co-creating impact, not just receiving cash, right? Donors love to feel like they are investing in a shared mission. Number 2 is that you communicate like clockwork before they even ask. The number 1 reason why partnerships fail and die off is that there's radio silence after the grant. So somebody receives money and boom, it just disappears. You can just simply set up a simple reading, monthly 2-paragraph impact update via email, bullet points plus one video or photo. You can also do quarterly virtual charts, annual deep dive reports, which talks about your impact stories and the numbers. So you need to make them feel involved without overwhelming them, because consistency builds trust faster than even fancy proposals can. Number 3 is that you need to deliver early and over communicate results. This is very important. There's nothing like oversharing. So donors get nervous because when money goes quiet. Now the hack here is that you within 3 to 6 months of receiving the funding, what do? Over deliver and then shout the results. Let the results be loud. You send them video testimonies and then show them how income possibly has jumped, depending on the kind of project that your intervention that you're implementing. Now, number 4 is that you ask for feedback early and often. Most NGOs wait till it's time to talk about another funding year or another funding cycle before they ask questions. That's a big mistake. You need to ask what is working well for you, and are there any adjustments we need to make? Now, this shows humility and flexibility. Many donors, actually suggest ways to strengthen the project, and that way they feel the ownership when you implement their ideas. Finally, build personal relationships beyond the program officer, because program officers will come and go, but the organization stays. You need to communicate with communications team, communicate with leadership, possibly even the board. So invite them for field visits, whether contact or virtually, depending on where your donors are. Then you share the human side of your nonprofit. You talk about birthdays, talk about milestones, and so on and so forth. You turn it from being a transactional relationship, right, to a personal relationship. Because when crisis hits, personal bonds is what gets you emergency funds or some funding extension. I think I would like to leave a bonus point, which is that you need to create a donor joy dashboard. You can share a Google Sheet or Notion page which shows your life impact metrics, photos, and beneficiary quotes. Give them access to such. That shows transparency and real-time visibility. I tell you, that will build you loyalty. Now, I hope you now know how to build relationship with funders and donors, and this will help you remain financially sustainable. See you in the next video.